So, Armada versus PP, if you remember their history. If you remember their history, winners finals, he went Peach, lost 3-2. And then in Grand Finals, Armada lost nearly 3-2, switching to Fox, and then he won 3-0. And then PP won 3-0. Fox Marth Fox the whole way. Seemed like PP figured out Armada, but this time around, Armada stayed Fox, and PP toggled between Marth and Falco, and Armada won 3-0. 3-0's, you look at the game counts, 3-0's a pretty big win. Matches were closer than I think the set indicates, but I'll look over. I think there are some key adjustments that Armada made. Some flubs on PP's end, but these matches were really close, and I would say Armada's better, but I don't think a 3-0 is the normative performance as we would see like a 3-0 from like a top player in a total scrub. So that's a little bit of the history there. So let's go back. Oh, interesting. Where my 0 to hero overlay would go? My overlay disappeared, guys. That sucks. Let me add you back here. Okay.
Club for, well, just making it this far and having, Florida loser semis. That's third and fourth. So they are both at that point in the bracket where you're no longer tying with anybody. Top four, you get that spot all to yourself.
And so, usual static game plans here. You're going to see a lot of dash dancing, ground-based gameplay. So PP goes here wisely to initiate the dash dance game, as opposed to having to deal with being stuck on a platform. So it's going to be a ground-heavy game. This is very typical of Marth Fox. PP is really strong at footsies and dash dancing, so it caters to his strength. Armada, through just playing with Leffen and playing the Fox pseudo and just getting like 6 months of good practice, has really improved his mid-screen zoning dash dancing game.
Top four, you get that spot all to yourself.
And quick
So one thing I really like here is Armada, being a Peach main, is probably not as used to being able to take initiative in the dash dance against a lot of characters. So Armada, when he plays Peach, is kind of trying to get as much space as he can, but trying to force a tough situation out of his opponent to force a trade that benefits him. But one of the good signs of him having a Fox is that he can, he can actually go in on a character, and you'll see it very often. And this is something that I noticed he was doing a lot more of, and he was a little bit more confident, was to do stuff like the run and shine, to actively, try to go within the Martha's uncomfortable range. And, so him being able to read the dash dance and force situations like these where he can either mix in a down air, like a down tilt, or just go in with a shine, is just something that I've noticed over with Armada with a lot of his other matchups, to show that he's really a lot better at approaching his opponent and closing the gap, which is something that Peach doesn't really have, but something that Fox does.
Quick confirmation,
The one thing I like is, so after he combos, realizes that he can't do much more beyond that. So he gets his opening right here. And this is something that everybody can learn from, is So he tries to get as much as he can, but then realizes, many foxes would try to double jump and they get hit here on the trade. What Armada does is he establishes the center position, and then once he realizes, hey, like I can't get any more damage, let me go back and reset to a position that is advantageous for me. So we see that here. The net gain of that was him getting a little bit of damage, but also taking center stage and limiting the effective range of Marth's dash dance here. And because of that, this is a really good hitbox, and this is part of it, just like winning the neutral here. So I'm gonna just go over this whole sequence. Little things that people won't notice. So now, like, PP's in his awkward dash dance game. They're in a confrontation. Armada knows that he's gonna dash back here because this is a really odd space for PP to really go forward. So him going forward is not really in the question right now. The only hitbox he has is down tilt, which could be easily countered by a jump nair. So we can eliminate this option. So he's going to dash back, but he doesn't have much space to dash back, so if he does that, Armada's nair will effectively cover this whole range that PP is, showing with his movement. And so that nair was really good. You can argue that PP could react up tilt, but that's really hard. And so that earns him that spot. More damage, plus PP is cornered. So that's one thing that's just really good about top level play, is that when they push an advantage and they find it, they're gonna take everything with it. Okay, so PP wins the neutral here. He kind of switches it up. So, little advantage here. So, in total, about 34% damage on, or 40 damage on that punish. Now, Armada opting to dash away was probably a minor mistake, but he was gonna. I think he thought PP was gonna throw a hitbox right around here, and Armada was gonna dash dance, try to see if something comes out. But PP knows that Armada's just kind of waiting, so he knows that he can take space. So really good counterplay on the dash dance game. And so now PP earns space back. And this is something that's really important. So I want to just point out this little up tilt, because this would have killed Armada back at Apex. So little things to improve, like not getting killed or not getting comboed, are so important. So just like look at his DI on this platform and what he chooses to do. Even here, he puts up an immediate shield because he knows, like last time at Apex, he would kind of try to challenge it, and then he'd get up tilted repeatedly, and it would set up a really juicy combo for PP. And one thing that's like really good, this is like West Bowl's level in terms of like finding good trades off of bad approaches, is Armada's ability to punish PP over the smallest things that you wouldn't think are punishes. So that, which is normally a good spot, although this is just a normal shield drop into Dare, the fact that he's doing it and finding these openings is just really good. And this is something that Armada does across the set. It's just like punishing, like even PP hitting Armada like leads into PP getting comboed viciously, and that's a recurring theme of this set. So that was like just really amazing. Does a drill shine into this. Doesn't punish as hard as he can. So gets a pretty solid punish here, just is a little late. One thing that I like overall is Armada's fearlessness in taking space from PP. Normally people are really scared of taking space on Marth because they can get hit or trade and then they die. This down tilt on the dash away catches PP so many times. So Armada like catches PP on the pivot, and because his momentum towards the right is going to be slow in the beginning, Armada uses this a lot. Is he'll dash dance and find where PP's going to pivot and turn around, or I guess dash dance, turn around, and he catches him very often with either a dash attack or a down tilt depending on PP's percentage, and that actually gives a lot of Armada's openings. And so just Armada's dash dance game is just really good. Alright, I'm praising Armada here. So he sees this, and I really like this range because Marth's forward air range maxes out here, and he jumps as a bait to see if PP will do a forward air here, or if he'll do something as a reaction to give up his resources. So if you're the guy that's covering a person outside, like their resources are limited, they can throw out a hitbox, they can double jump, and they can air dodge. And if you can exhaust like multiples of those options, then your decision making becomes a lot easier. So because he does that hitbox right in front of him, it actually forces a double jump here. So let's keep going. Gets one hit, forces the double jump because it's a scary threaten. But notice how Armada just drops down and he gets his jump back, where now PP has exhausted his double jump and uses resources. And he gets like an easy punish that's just like, okay, he doesn't have a double jump, he doesn't have a hitbox. Bam. This should be pretty much a dead Marth. But this is that was a great escape, and this is just a mix of PP making it really hard for Armada and Armada covering as many things as he can. So, good punish here. I think Manga would have done the back air personally to get him off stage to reset, because this punish probably wasn't actually the greatest. I think he could have back aired him off stage and created a reset where you can do the Marth killer into an up smash. But anyway, so he up throws here. PP DIs it in a way that Armada can't simply just up air, because if you DI it like so that you're like doing this trajectory instead of down here, then you're not going to hit the platform and PP has a chance to die. But because he does the right DI here, it makes it difficult for Armada to follow up. Although Armada, covers it just in case PP doesn't land on the platform. I mean, I really like this dash dance by Armada. He realizes that PP's not going to do a get-up attack, runs to the right to cover the roll, realizes he doesn't roll, but PP's still in a bad position, dash dances and grabs a scared PP into an up throw. And of course PP gets the SDI. So a lot of like little things that come up in really high level play is the ability to, if you're getting comboed, the ability to make it as difficult for your opponent as possible to not continue to get a kill, and for the offensive player to cover as many options and to sustain control. That's the difference between a high level player and a mid level player, where a mid level player will give up control if they miss or they can't cover multiple options. But Armada is like a savage at covering millions of options. And if you look at top level players and their ability to DI, to recognize situations, to recognize how to like not let an extended combo kill them, that's what makes a top player like really good on defense. To be honest, I think this was a minor mistake here. I think that was a really good hitbox, but Marth's effect, I mean, I understand like the Mewtwo King effect of you don't want to be anywhere like here because you could die, but because Armada gives this much space back and that much respect, what ends up happening is you give PP free access to a dash dance game, and for him to open up Armada in a way that caters to PP's core strengths. Now, really good recognition here. Jab is a really good tool to stop a dash dance going into you, and if they DI and they get a kill, so Armada's trying to set up a kill. Really smart of him. Doesn't quite get it. PP narrowly escapes. But just so he just gave way too much So let me see that whole sequence. PP, really good maneuvering, really good discipline here, actually. Let me replay that whole sequence. Armada gives up way too much space here. Nice DI away. Narrowly escapes, and then he's patient here. Most Marts would panic, go here, and I think Armada knows that. And Armada's fishing for a back air. Doesn't get it. Just really good discipline to not get hit by that, to not let Armada... because everybody wants center stage in that situation. Armada knows it, PP knows it, but PP has good discipline not to go towards the center and get hit by the hitbox. And now Armada's in shield and PP has a vortex mix-up on him, and just kind of just questionable play to just open it up. All this does the mango, recovers high, PP covers it. Good anti-air there. I actually really like this bait. So we're gonna go here. This is a visual bait because from here, it doesn't really look like. It looks like PP is settling on covering anything you hear, or covering high. That's what it looks like. PP's covering, but it doesn't really look like he's gonna cover this based on the position. But so PP kind of plays a mind game here, and he says like, "Hey, I'm gonna cover you high, but wait, actually I'm not." And he tricks Armada into reacting into that down tilt, that recover low, and PP punches. So that was really smart by PP. But you know, to just take this a step back and look at the decisions that kind of led to that, although PP made a bunch of, you know, good decisions, I felt it all started to that one moment that we talked about earlier with giving too much space back to your opponent. So I felt that stock, you know, beginning to lose momentum for Armada. In that decision for Armada not to like limit his dash dance game by like standing right around here, but by him deciding to not take any risk and just to move away, giving PP indirect benefits, that led to him like losing that neutral and at the end losing his lead, all from that conscious decision to say like, hey, like I'm gonna give you half the stage back for free. So if you're a new player, that's like just so important. You know, most people would not see this as a mistake. They would not. They get the back air here. I want to just really emphasize this. A lot of people don't see the conscious decision to limit space here and take stage control. Like, people don't realize that, and that's like a huge thing that I notice in a lot of new players. It's just that decision to like give that much free space. You know, you don't see it immediately. You don't see the consequences of giving that much space back, but you give so much freedom that like that's something you have to pay attention to. And so if you're like a new player, like take as much stage control as you can, like while still like being reasonably safe, because that ultimately leads into this progression of this. So there's a difference. So the question that was asked is like, well, is reseating into neutral like is a bad thing? Well, reseating to neutral when you have a disadvantage makes perfect sense. Like if you're in a tough decision and your opponent has like good hitboxes on you, then yes, like resetting is amazing. But if you have the advantage, like by resetting to neutral, you're giving up that free advantage. So it makes very little sense to do that, especially at high level play. So typical dash dance, they're feeling each other out. You know, their goals and their objectives, it's like a tug of war where they're pushing in. And eventually, like, the winner of the tug of war, Martha should get here, Fox should get stuck here or here. Or if, you know, Fox wins the tug of war and gradually pushes PP to here where he has no more dash dance, or here, then, you know, Fox will get an easier opening or an easier mix-up. So PP goes a little risky, ends up getting a little cornered. They're still looking to figure out if who's gonna make the first move. And so he sees it on the drift away. So really good recognition by Armada here. Good patience plays off. And what Armada is really looking for is like, at what point of the dash dance or what spacing, at what timing window is he gonna do this, the dash away? Because that's where Marth is really the most vulnerable, is when he's dashing forward. Yeah, he has that down tilt here that like covers a lot of range, or that forward air. But as soon as PP is forced to turn his back, there's a timing window here where you don't, where PP doesn't have a good hitbox as Marth, and as you're turning, your momentum is really not that great, so you're pretty much stuck, as if almost like you're in a shield, and you're stuck in place. So it's like if you're ever looking for a moment of vulnerability, it's trying to figure out where that turn comes in. So really good spot. And if you're the dash attacker, you always have to overshoot. So I imagine that PP was here, and Armada said, "Hey, like I have to aim my hitbox here as PP's drifting away." So good stuff by Armada to earn that. That's not the easiest opening, and it comes from just here. Good patience. And notice how like the amount of effective range that PP can cover is just like this, whereas now Fox has this much like stage to cover. And he sees the drift, gets him cornered, bam, dead. That's a good question. You can dash dancing. Fox is at 0. Not a good choice. You can dash. You can crouch cancel. I'm pretty sure. So that side B is actually really risky. Once again, similar situation. So where does the loss happen here? So they both look. So PP catches nothing there, but because of the odd work that Armada has to do here, it was a very awkward situation because the Mart's back is turned and Armada was stopped because of awkward, like he like shined right before that and he was stuck. And so Armada concedes and says like, I don't want to risk getting dash dance grabbed here, and so he goes for the platform, which is a minor loss for Armada because being on a platform is not good, even if you're savant at shield dropping. Armada basically, I think his decision here was, I messed up tech skill, like I'm stuck in shine, like I don't want to risk a 50-50 to get grabbed and possibly killed. And so that's why we see the jump. So Armada takes a minor loss there. And it's kind of like risk mitigation. It's like, would I rather get 50-50 for a potential grab that could lead to a lot of damage, or can I go on a platform and kind of reset? So this is kind of where like he's trying to reset his position. He messed up a shine. So this is like a weird skirmish. I think they're playing reactionary. I don't know what the better play would have been. So he hits a down tilt. Armada doesn't get pinned down by it. I think he was jumping before that. Alright, let's see what happens here. So, doesn't get pinned down here. And then he gets a weird mix-up here because, Fox will land and his effective range, he doesn't have any momentum anymore. So this is a mix-up situation. Now, what most Marts will like to do is immediately grab. Unfortunately, really good players know that you're going for the grab, so they will kick you in some way. So PP does the smart choice of fairing, and catching it. Unfortunately, weak hits, you know, from Marth really suck. So let's go back. So good fair. Awkward skirmish, and then they reset. Good more awkward skirmishing. They thought that they could get a grab, but PP and Armada are so good at like going out on like the first frame possible. Good shine grab. You know, to be honest, I think if PP were on his game, and this is where the kill there should have been more damage here, and this is just a minor mistake by PP. I think PP should have, you know, been able to get the grab. That should have been automatic, and that should have been like 80 damage, but instead, it turns into a skirmish, and he takes minor gains here, but I think that should have been like an 80% maneuver from that grab, and that doesn't seem like a mistake if you're like an average level player and you're missing those punishes. It's like, oh, okay, like I missed a grab, but like that top level play, you get an opening like that, that should be like 70 in like an edge guard scenario, or like, yeah, I mean, you should be able to flowchart your way into doing a ridiculous amount of damage. And so I would say that actually, looking back on it, that's actually a huge mistake and a huge error by PP. Good shine grab. Unfortunately, it doesn't reverse correctly. So look at the difference. So PP knows like what Armada is capable of doing, and he stands like, and he can react. So if Armada does the, you know, invincible ledge dash, he can easily just wave dash back a bit and react. But notice how he's holding his ground and not giving free spaces like Armada did in the previous stock. Mistake by Armada. I actually think that was a couple of technical flubs. So he gets the thing here. I'm pretty sure he would, in an ideal world, he would probably want to go here a lot sooner, but he got stuck in a very awkward position. Doesn't get punished, very fortunate, but, you know, very awkward skirmish. Once again, we're in a dash dance game. Looking for... Ooh, Armada, you're so good. So once again, PP is showing that he's unwilling to commit and hold his ground. I think he could mix it up a little bit more. Armada catches him on the drift away once again. Earns that hit. Alright, pretty safe, wanting PP to make the first move. Awkward flub, gets bailed out because he's Fox. Just really like the control here in the stock. I can break it down a little bit further. Looks like just PP's just scrambling to find, you know, his safe ground again. Armada's not giving him like any room. That whole stock was really good. So let me go back. That was really solid. I mean, that just like exemplifies control, just like the whole way. Let's play that whole thing in normal speed. Like, let's see if we can find the moment. So it has control here, loses it, but for a good portion, PP messes up here a little bit. Up until this point, like, where he gets that run and shine, so right here, where PP decides to drift back, I think once in a while, like, I think it would have been nice if PP, like, did fadeaway fairs, because Armada was going deep into PP a lot. So keeps control, PP scrambling, doesn't have control. Armada's just like all over him. Doesn't have his footing yet. Taking away space, taking center. Still doesn't have control. Armada's just all over him. Miss flub. But just this whole like sequence is just pure control. So let me break that down. That was just a beautiful 15-second segment. So still center stage. I just want to just emphasize this. Center stage, center stage. He loses a little bit here. Grab. No follow-up. Covers as much as he can. Lands. Who has center? Armada does. Still center stage. Still center stage. Little mess up here, but still keeps center stage. Center stage. Threatens. Still. PP still stuck. Still Armada keeps center stage. Still he keeps PP in control. Still center stage. Still control. That whole sequence just amazing. And so that's just like every decision that Armada makes is like he's taking as much space away from PP while like not being threatened to get hit. And because of that, his decisions look really easy. And it's because of the amount of control that he tries to get. Good crotch cancel. And this is like another one of those things that people don't notice. It's just like good DI gets you out of bad decisions. I'm pretty sure any other Fox would have gone hand in a way that would be like tech chaseable or they would get off stage. But Armada is just DI is so good. Turns a situation that PP has as an opening, and finds a zone. PP should be able to finish this off. Good combo, good follow-up. So once again, the decision not to throw a hitbox here is one that many people need to learn. So let me point that out. A lot of people would actually foolishly try to double jump and throw a hitbox here, but then you'd be in lag and Armada gets a free hit. So the decision to like put as much pressure without actually committing, just through good positioning, is really a really vital skill. So I think he realizes, hey, like I'm probably not going to hit here. I'm just going to go back down and not commit. Because if I throw up the up air, then Armada can find a way to hit me, because I'm a sitting duck without any double jump. So he ends up trying to land first. Good stuff. Narrowly misses that up air. I'm kind of devastated that missed. That's so troll. That was not... I think that was an up tilt like 9 times out of 10, and that was a miss flip. There's no way that was an up smash. Look at... Oh yeah, you guys can't see PP's face, but that was... what was it? That was, what was it? Can't even talk right now. I'm sorry. That was a total accident. Anyway, we'll keep going. Alright, how did he get that opening? How did he get that hit? Let's see. So full hop is actually an interesting thing, and as a Sheik main, I hate when this happens to me, and I'll explain the context. So if you get hit here, this is a common inflection point that you'll see. So pretend if Marth was Sheik here, a lot of situations come up where like I'll freeze the Fox, and you know I'm gonna try to do a mix-up here, and if you throw out anything that's like at this height or max, so this includes like F tilts, jabs, down tilts. Actually, Fox's full hop down air actually counters a lot. It's so dumb. So if I like threw it out an F tilt as Sheik, and Fox reads it and jumps, full hop jumps and drills, it's actually a hard counter. And so that's what Armada does here. It's a very common punish on Sheik, and he earns himself an opening here. Because if you completely whiff, that full hop drill is just so fast. It's just going to come out and immediately hit you in the head. Good grab. Good punish by PP. Maintains control. And I think this literally I think this literally changed the match. This mistake was just too big. It's one of those punishes where, like, not only did you miss, you gave your opponent control. So it's like a complete reversal. So it's similar to like when you try to type chase a Falco and they spot dodge shine you because you're late. That's exactly what this is. If you look at the severity of it. Now PP loses control, probably dying here if I remember correctly, or loses any bit of momentum he has. Armada misses still, but he lost so much control off of that. Huge swing, and you can't afford to make these type of mistakes, especially if you're as good as PP. And a lot of Evo, frankly, just comes down to who messes up less in these crucial moments. I'm 99% sure that was just like a flub of some sort, but he ends up losing any sort of control he had and ends up dying. Armada's going to find a way to punish you really hard, and he does. Like, PP doesn't get any stage control back. So, in an alternate universe, the lead would be reversed. Marth would have two heads at about 75%, or like 60 something. Well, I forgot where he was. And Fox would be dead, and Marth would be dash dancing for a grab and potentially winning the game. So, DI mix-ups. So, PP known for going for I'm not sure what this made PP decide to go for the forward smash, but Armada thought it was going to be a fair into a Ken combo, so that's why he DI'd away, and so it was a DI mix-up that ends up catching Armada off guard, and that's why you see the hard DI away, and that's the reason why it worked, was because he was expecting a fair instead of a forward smash. Tie game. Oh, and he narrowly misses the dash dance. I don't understand that forward smash there. He went balls deep. I think that's a little uncharacteristic of PP to do that. Loses momentum here. Gets 8%. Not only does he get 8%, he like gets damaged himself and loses control. I'm not sure if these were panics, but unusual. Going for another grab. Armada knows that he's looking for a grab here, similar to what like Meaty King would do. Goes for the rising fair. Respect. Those down tilts are so godlike. And I just want to just explain why those down tilts are so good. So even if they don't hit all the time, it's a pretty good conditioning tool, because either A, you're gonna have to shield or get stuffed by that down tilt, or like you're gonna shield or you're gonna be forced to jump. So if like Armada's doing the down tilt a lot, it's like, okay, what are the hard counters to it? It's like shield or nair or rising or jump, and those are things that Armada doesn't have to down tilt here every time. And if you could force PP getting to like being conditioned in a way that he has to shield, or if he's forced to jump in these spots, and it takes away a lot of the dash dancing power that PP has, because that down tilt is actually a threat. And if Armada is willing to move forward and throw down tilt, it makes drifting away from Armada, it makes PP approaching into Armada just that slightly more difficult. Of course, if Armada does it every time, then he can just run up shield, bait the down tilt, and then grab it. But Armada doesn't have to do it every time. So they're fishing for space. And one thing to realize, okay, let me go back here. So Armada has control. Is one thing you want to realize is the game state, and this will leverage like what you're willing to give in terms of risk reward. So what you want to think about here is, if you're in the Fox's perspective, like what will A, help you secure the kill, and B, what will get you killed. And by understanding the options that PP can do to kill you and what options you have to kill them, it actually helps leverage it. So if you really look here, what Fox can do, and Fox has openings into like almost anything to kill PP. So he can like dash attack, and if PP misdies, like he can get a kill. He can grab, he can get a kill. He can shine into grab. He can jab, and if he misdies, then he gets the up smash into kill. So you have to think, like in these situations, last stock, and this is something that a lot of people don't do very well, is what are the win conditions for you to secure your stock and secure your victory? And a lot of people, frankly, in these situations are very clueless on like what to do to win. Or maybe they have like one or two game plans that are very obvious, and then because they're so obvious, their opponent knows what they're looking for, and then they just die. So like Leffen, for example, gets in trouble a lot because like everybody and their mother knows that Leffen loves to up smash on last stock at like above 90. It's like the Leffen. And that's actually gotten him into a lot of trouble in past sets, because people realize like, okay, like all this guy is looking for is fishing for an up smash. And for PP, like, he wants to establish a way to get a pin down scenario, get him on a platform, or get a throw that can rack up damage. So like, but like down tilt is not going to do much to the Fox. Like, rising forward air is not going to do much. So Armada can actually take certain hits, and it's not that bad. If it means that he can leverage some of the risk and reward in a way that he can secure a kill, he's going to choose certain options, and he's going to willingly let himself get hit by certain options more frequently, because it's not going to hurt him as much as like getting grabbed. See the jab there? Oh, that could have been deadly. And actually, this is the part of the reason why I don't like giving PP that much space. Like, that's just so crazy. But Armada wins, PP whiffs the grab, and he takes the stock. So, really doable match. Armada played relatively consistent. He took control when needed. But I felt there were 3 spots where PP... where if you're playing against a Fox that's really good in neutral, like, and you're not the Fox player, you have to maximize your damage on every opening. So there's the miss edge guard at the very end. There's a forward smash after the down air, the down throw that was really risky, that ends up getting him a lot of damage. And there's that one, I feel like, miss grab up throw combo on Armada, like 15%, that he could have gotten more of. But if he were to just execute those 3 like punishes like it's not even just a neutral game thing. It's a punish, meaning that this is something that he could practice and execute. He just needs to execute the proper follow-up. He could have easily won this game. It wasn't out of reach. He had 3 crucial punishes that I believe he could have taken a lot farther. And that's pretty much like, as crazy as it sounds, is like the difference between winning and losing at high-level play. It's just like these like really, really minor mistakes that you wouldn't see as minor.
This is definitely like, I really love the neutral game between Fox and Marth.
Yeah.
I think this is about as close to like ground game really wins it. Ground game, like whoever has the better ground game usually takes it, right? Because if Marth gets a grab, like the world is his.
So we see the
Fox
Falco.
gets a grab, up throw up air is so brutal.
I don't remember the Falco match too much.
Shine approach and a down airs, nairs.
I think we're going to stadium.
Yo, but Fox, yo, PP actually listens to the crowd. He signals to the.
Yeah.
We heard the Falco chant, and PP says, "You know what? Sure."
I miss PP's Falco. It has very punishes that I forget that he can do. This is really nice. PP's lasers off stage are just so amazing, so amazing. I want to see that combo again because it was just so good looking. Gotta give it double look. His combo sense is just so impeccable. Laser, laser, perfect. Gets him underneath the stage. So Craigasm. PP's one thing that's pretty good about Armada neutral is that he's being really difficult in pinning down. Most other Foxes, if you watch SFAT, were pinned down rather vigorously by lasers and well-timed aerials. Really hard for PP to get any sort of ground to hold Armada in place. But as I say that, he gets comboed again. Just really good. I want to just really point out something. Defensive options that are really good. I think this is a really underrated good DI here. Notice how like Armada DIs in a way that like within a second, like PP's still recovering, Armada's immediately running. That doesn't make sense, but it's 2015, and the fact that Armada had to tech, but he's recovering before even PP does, just shows like that was an amazing DI. Getting stuffed. I just gotta say, and this is just probably because he plays Leffen so much, the punishment's so similar, but just the reaction up smashes, the dash attacks to just extend his combo, just so good. When did that combo start? And this was just off a straight hit, so let's look at that. Random straight hit into dash attack, forces this random attack chase. Armada punishes correctly once, twice, 3 times into kill. That is, and that wasn't even off of just like a cliche like up throw, let's chain grab, let's back air into up tilt. It was just like random straight hit and him recognizing the modular solutions to continue the punish. And so just really amazing stuff, recognizing what he needs to do to rack up percentage and secure that kill. And so it's very Marvel 3-esque when like a Doom picks up like a aerial jab into like a death combo, and that's what I really feel when I saw Armada here. This is a combo here. Unfortunate. I think this is the story of PP in these close settings. Maybe it's the rust. Maybe I don't know. That should have been a kill. I don't know what happened here, or that should have been an edge guard. Doesn't get anything here. Instead takes like 14%. Loses control. Can I just say how crazy that is? Can I point out something? That huge combo, that huge punch by Armada, all started because PP missed this. PP at 4% misses this, and look at how much punish he gets for that. How much he gets punished for that. Doesn't really have control. Up air, up air, up air. And he's at 71 and still stuck at shield. Off of just that. That's insane. Good stuff on the auto cancel back here.
Armada in the dumpster.
Really good here. PP's like getting stuffed on like any form of trade. Good shine here. Isn't able to continue anything. But PP's still in the lead, picking up things. So he's still in the lead here. I'm not saying that PP's playing bad, but Armada's doing a lot of things to make sure that the lead doesn't extend. Those little shines, those little good DIs, like against an ordinary Fox, I would almost certainly say that PP would be at like 20% on his third stock, and like there'd be one Fox head instead of two. Good escape here. This is just good recognition here. So, a lot of people would be scared shield here, and they'd be like, nope. And Armada's just like noping. He's like full hopping, saying like, I don't want to get mixed up here. I don't want to die. I'm just gonna get the hell out and go to this windmill. So like that's a really good conscious decision of risk reward, where he's saying like, I don't want to deal with PP. I don't want to be in shield. I don't want him dash dancing all over me when I'm in the corner. And so really smart strategic decision by Armada to say like, I'm just immediately just going to try to get out as fast as I can before I get mixed up. Okay, this is like huge. So I think I mean, if you just punish super hard, your opponent doesn't get to play the game. Just this whole punish. So PP starts at 0 on this account. 1, 2. This is just so perfect. Perfect. That's insane. And that's the... And I'm not sure if any other Fox main gets that combo. It's just like perfect reactions to like just the same thing. He's like, okay, like he's on a platform. I see the no-tech. Here's my movement to cover everything. Oh, he no-teched again. Let's do the same thing. Let's do the same thing. Okay, he's at this %. Let's get him off stage. And so really, that really earned him the lead. Really good punch by PP and good recognition here. Good lasers. PP has a good punish game too. Can't side with that. I want to give him the Craigasm pops here because that was really good. Shine. Hit confirms that jab. Good reactions by PP too to even it up. And if that was any other Falco, they would have probably flubbed it, and Armada probably would still have 2 stock heads there. Good stuff. Not really much here. Just good solid play. Oh gosh. Missed edgeguard there. Good angle by Armada though, so I don't know whether or not it's a missed angle or a good angle or missed edgeguard, but really solid play. And I think it just really boils down to Armada was just those extra credit punishes really got him that. It was close. And that was just a mix up. But once again, like, this matchup, like, I think PP did really well. I think he won a little bit more than average on the neutral as opposed to Armada, but those 2 punishes that Armada got from, like, 3% to 71 and that 0 to death combo, like, are game changers, and that's why, like, just Armada's just really good. PP could have probably done other things, like, mixed in techs, but, like, the fact that Armada, like, was able to capitalize on something that we wouldn't have thought would have led to a death combo is just insane. So let me go back here. I mean, the fact that, like, we look here, Going back to this moment, he just shined him. That's it. PP's at 0. All this off a straight shine. Unfortunate Pokemon Stadium shenanigans actually get PP into trouble. And this whole combo, who would have thought that this would have led to death off of that just straight shine hit? So that's just insane. And that's why you need a ridiculous punish game when you get to high level. This is why people like Drugfox and Plup are moving up among Sheiks, and that's why Shroom is getting a little stagnant. It's because they hit hard. When they hit, it hurts. So, I mean, I think PP was playing like an A-, B+ game. Very small mistakes, and he loses for it.